Hello and welcome to Average Talks. We are two incredibly average individuals, and this is where we're talking about things. My name is Austin, and across the interweb again is my co-star and also best friend, Justin. Say hi, Justin.
Hello.
This is episode. Oh crap! What episode number is this?
28 and a half.
Probably. Come on.
The date.
File Explorer, please work.
We have to make sure that we mention the date so that everyone is on the same page. Is July 21st.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Playing games. Except the game that we are playing is not, or the game that I am playing is not what you are watching. Unless it is.
Correct.
I don't know. Maybe else
No.
these things are all going to fall apart.
Hopefully not. Hopefully not. Let's not say that into being. We're currently staring at Hollow Knight taking a nap. Because I'm trying to get my File Explorer to work. Because it's on the other screen. But the other screen is currently being taken up by Hollow Knight. So, yeah.
Windows key arrow twice. Arrow towards the direction of the monitor you want to do.
Oh my god, that is so useful.
Yeah.
What the hell? Alright, that's awesome. Let me see then. When did you learn that one? That one's cool.
Valerie did it like a few months ago, and I just started using it whenever I ran into that situation.
Oh, that's nice. Alright.
The
Average Talks episodes.
Windows key window
20
key
this
plus
is
arrows
26.
to move it to different monitors.
This episode 26. Okay.
Yes.
Alright, 26. Alright. So, yeah. This is episode 26 of the podcast. And yeah, it's been a little bit. It's been a week. How you been, man?
I've been good. I've just been doing my thing. Been working. Been not working. Been just gaming. Not gaming. Oh, well, the things that I want to talk about, we'll get into it because I'm definitely slowly becoming more of a boomer, and I'm noticing it, and I'm having a good time with it. And really, by more of a boomer, I just mean more of a actual growed person.
Road? You mean grown?
Valerie's over here laughing.
You said grown.
I said growed, yeah.
Grode. Are you grody?
No.
It sounds like you're grody.
We'll get into it.
Alright. Well, so one of the first topics that we're going to get into is one of yours. And it is, what is it? You're not playing MW2 on Steam servers anymore?
Correct.
Why is that?
So, for the people listening, when I mentioned I'm playing a different game, I am currently playing COD 4, technically not on Steam. It's the Steam version, but it's not. It's a whole thing. But basically, the whole situation with Modern Warfare 2 is I'm gonna only be playing on IW4X, and the reason why is because it's a huge security issue, like your personal computer security issue.
Wait, really?
If you play on Steam. And
why?
So, you know that there's hackers galore. Like, it's pretty much like,
of course.
Like, on average, you're going to run into at least one person with a mod menu for every server that you join. And, oh god, my game froze. Okay, there we go. And usually they're usually just doing their own thing, like making everyone else's life more difficult by trying to entertain themselves or something. I don't know. But
of course.
Every now and then you'll run into a server where someone will be playing, or someone will automatically unlock everyone's challenges without anyone asking, or instantly make them level 70 10th prestige, which is a problem that I ran into, and I can't get around it anymore, right? Or I can't fix it. I've tried fixing it in multiple situations. I even asked the dude who did it to me to undo it, and it didn't work. So, yeah, but yeah, so in the Modern Warfare 2 Revivalist server, there was some guy he's looking to do like some content creation with like multiplayer videos, just like what the guy who pretty much started the server is doing. Like, he's got his Modern Warfare 2 content. And this guy said, like, he came in saying that he was like in a lobby and suddenly everything on his computer was deleted, and except for Modern Warfare 2, everything had been erased. They installed a keylogger on it, which he showed pictures of the keylogger,
Oh, lovely.
and and he basically couldn't play the game, or he couldn't exit the game without being host or something like that. And
Really?
I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna be playing this game anymore. The only time
That's scary.
the only time that I'm gonna be playing Modern Warfare 2 on the Steam version of Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer is to do private matches with people, because you can't easily do it on IW4X, or actually, as far as I know, you can't do it at all. And also just a thing with the Steam version is everyone pretty much is assumed to be hacked or have hacked the game or been using or unlocked their challenges or something. So there's not really any sense of accomplishment, even when you have, like, or even when you accomplish something, there's no, like, to everyone else, it doesn't look legit. And so it's like,
Makes sense.
like, the motivation isn't really there. And at least with, even though in IW4X you can unlock everything, it at least, as long as you're not level 70, you still look or you can see that you're legit. But people can see that you're legit, and like the only thing that you kind of, or that you can alter however you want, is your like, you know, in the call sign you could change the text of the title, so you can pick whatever background you want and then change the text, and then you can pick
I've seen you change the text on something.
Yes, you did see the text on the text that I've made mine. Yes.
I think I just lost all my Geo, and I'm really sad at myself.
Do you see all your Cheetos?
Geo.
Cheetos.
Money in Hollow Knight is Geo.
I'm gonna say Cheetos.
I lost all my Cheetos. It's funnier. It's more gamer if I lost all my Cheetos. Oh god, I hate myself for saying that sentence.
But yeah, so it's a huge computer security risk. I mean, I guess eventually the dream computer will happen where it's a Linux hypervisor, just like what Muda has. But that's a long ways from now. So I can't be having that yet.
Yeah, you can't be hacking around with your security.
Yeah, and so yeah, it's not even worth the risk, especially when I could just play IW4X and generally have a better multiplayer experience. When I was playing earlier today, there was someone who had a wall hack and aimbot, but you know, it wasn't that bad. We just reported him because, you know, you can actually report him you report the people in the servers because it's all privately run. And yeah, he was dealt with as far as I know. But yeah, that's really it. I'm just not gonna touch Modern Warfare 2 Steam again, and I highly recommend that no one does, unless you lose all of your files on your computer.
Well, I don't want to lose all the files because that's all of our podcast.
Yeah.
That'd be really sad. God damn it.
Yes.
I've died a lot, and these jellyfish are a pain in my dick.
Let's get into that, because I see that you put Hollow Knight as hard, and I'm familiar that the game exists. I know it's a roguelike, right?
No.
It is not a roguelike. Okay. Well, then I know it is a platformer.
Yeah. Think fighter platformer.
Okay, yeah.
Like, fighter platformer with Castlevania or Metroidvania style. God damn, I did lose all my fucking money. I am pissed.
Is it Souls-like with, like...
Kind of. So, for a while, everyone was calling it, like, the Dark Souls of a platformer. But
yeah, but then Blasphemy came out, which is literally Dark Souls but a platformer.
Yeah, no, Blasphemy. Blasphemy is more of a thing. So,
oh my god.
So you're this little, like, I think beetle? I wasn't quite paying attention in the beginning when this first was all figured out, or, like, all this was going on, and I was like, alright, what the fuck do I have to pay attention to? It should have been everything, but, yeah, short attention spans. So, you're this little dude, and you're going around trying to find your other knights, apparently? Like, you are a Hollow Knight. And if you die, you drop a little soul, like a black soul. And if you go and kill your black soul, you get all your money back. But if you don't, you lose all your money.
Okay.
So it's more beneficial to go and kill your black soul to get the money.
Yeah.
Money back.
So it's like Dark Souls with extra steps, or
Kind of.
Souls likes with extra steps.
Yeah, most souls like with extra steps. It's fun though. Like
Yeah, it definitely sounds unique. I've never heard of anything like it.
everything's a bug. Everything's kind of adorable. So it's like, it's kind of a win on that aspect. Because I like cute things. I can be a man and say I like cute things.
Yeah.
And yeah, I've been trying to play it because I saw Babo playing it, Babotosh. And I was like, you know what? I want to play this. This seems hard, but fun hard. You know?
Mm-hmm.
And the fun hard that I can get behind. So I'm like, all right, let's try this. And it is fun. It's just, it's fucking hard. I don't have like all of the movement abilities, and having all of the movement abilities definitely help. Oh god. Oh god. Like there, I just died twice. I lost 2 health. I know you couldn't see it, but the audience could see it. But yeah, stuff like that. Where I know there's like places to get a double jump and wall jumping and stuff like that, which I know exist. It's just I don't know where the fuck it is.
Okay, so yeah, that in that case that is more Metroidvania, where you gotta find the things and all, and yeah, okay.
Yeah, but like I thought you just started off of the game with a dash. No, you don't. You have to go find the dash. It took me legitimately an hour to go find the dash.
Makes you think of Metroid, where like you barely even have a morph ball. Actually, in Metroid Prime, you don't even have a morph ball. Wait, do you? I don't remember. You don't have bombs. I know that.
Yeah, but still, like you got nothing, and you have to power yourself up. Which I know a lot of the stuff gets upgraded and looks cool as crap. And yeah, and I can't wait to get to that point. But right now, I am a lonely little beetle. Again, game fun. Definitely should play. At some point.
I might.
It's on the Switch.
Yeah, like the only reason why I've never actually like even bothered actually getting it is just because I have my desire to play platformers is very rare. Like there are very few times where I'm like, you know what, I want a nice side-scrolling platformer game. And
Yeah.
so I usually never really play them, and when I do, I don't play them for very long. I mean, there's nothing.
You have nothing against them.
Yeah,
It's just
I
not your
against
thing.
them. It's just they don't draw me in as much as I'd like them to. I guess if that makes sense. Like my friend
That makes
Pedro was
sense.
a great game. I had a blast playing that. But
I found Pedro.
my friend Pedro, it's like think like Hotline Miami, except side scrolling, and you could also do stuff in slow motion.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah,
Oh okay, I know what you're talking about.
yeah, I got that game on release, and it was amazing.
Quick tangent, real quick. Okay, do you remember? So, Kingsman was a thing. Kingsman Golden Circle was a thing. There was a third movie.
Yes, The King's Man.
Yeah,
Did it ever come out? Because I know it was supposed to come out like in the summer.
I don't know. This one I'm like, did it come out? I know it was a thing. I just don't know.
I don't think
'Cause-
it did. I think it's been delayed, just like everything else.
Yeah. Thank you, Koof. The
Caffe.
Coof. The
Yeah,
what cafe?
The Caffe. You know, I just realized that
Caffe.
that's what he meant.
Oh my god, you're right. Oh my god. He called it. We were just thinking he just said a fucked up version of coffee.
Well,
He
actually,
was saying.
what it actually was is that it was likely he meant conferences, but then he just doubled down on the typo.
That's our president. Doubling down on typos.
if you,
Which is,
if you know what I meant, you know what I meant.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, my turn to ask you things.
Yes.
Oh, hold on. I gotta deal with this mushroom. If I don't deal with this mushroom, I'm dead. All right, cool. So you're not doing that anymore. Okay, you say you are a boomer. You talked about how you being boomer. Is it? You said you're reading more. What you reading, buddy?
I'm not exactly reading more yet, but there's been several books that I'm like, I would like that, or by that I mean I really want that, and I've already bought them. One of them is all of my things are like tied together now. Like all of the topics, but there's this book called Totally Crazy Easy Florida Gardening, and it basically is just like set it and forget it kind of. These are the plants that grow in Florida where you'll have an amazing yield, and you put very little effort into it. And
sounds fun.
And like I'd seen it, and I was like kind of interested in it, and then upon a situation that is mentioned in another one of my topics, I had decided to buy it. It wasn't a very expensive book. It was like, I want to say like $15. And
not bad.
It's 100 pages. I read it cover to cover pretty much in a day. Like I started one night and I finished the next morning. But so I'm now a master gardener. Or by master gardener, I mean expert. I'm not a master yet. I'm actually an expert. I'm an expert at gardening.
You've only read, though. You have not done.
That's not the point. It's like a Twitter psychiatrist or whatever it is.
Twitter expert?
Yeah, you just... All of my knowledge comes from reading stuff, or it comes from other people's anecdotes. But,
guess what? I died. Continue.
But yeah, so then there was that, and then also, there's another book called Albion Seed, which I had heard, or I'd listened to a podcast about it, or where it was discussed, and, I mentioned Luke Smith, the Linux guy, to the Uniboomer last week. One of his podcasts he posted it back in like 2018, and I listened to it like a few months ago, pretty much right around the time that I discovered his channel and all. But he was talking about Albion Seed, and like basically the whole thing, like the way that it looks at it is American history, like the pretty much beginning of American history, from the perspective of the 4 different types of British culture that like came at that time, or like that
showed up.
Yeah, like there's 4 different British cultures that settled in America pretty much at the same time, and it talks about like how they interacted with each other, just like their ideas and behaviors, and then also how they interacted with each other, like between each group. And it actually does explain a lot of really interesting like, or a lot of the like kind of north and south kind of stuff very early on, not the Guruma slaves, but the fact that the North really wanted to be like Britain while the South really wanted to be like France. It was things like that, and it also, in a very interesting turn of events, the way that all of these cultures are described, someone like Donald Trump is basically the combination of all of them into one. So we've gotten to a point where all of these cultures have merged together pretty much perfectly. I mean, I say perfectly, but I mean, they like equally, I should say. That's a much better term. They've come together in such a way that they've come together. And then, I mean, of course, that's just looking at one group of the many that settled in, or one nationality of many that settled in the Americas. But it's definitely it's a 1,000-page book, so you know, I'm gonna be in it for a while. But it's just a really interesting perspective, and that kind of history stuff interests me. I do have 2 books on the Civil War that I've been meaning to read for the past forever. One of them is like...
You have time now.
Yeah. One of them is like the comprehensive, like what everyone says is like the best book on the Civil War from every standpoint, like politically, economically, militarily. Like it goes over absolutely everything. And then another one is by the same guy, except it's specifically about Antietam. And then with that, or then that Antietam book is a part of a series that has like 20 books in it that it wouldn't be a crazy
Good
amount
Lord.
of money to buy them all. But it's just, I want to say it's pivotal moments in American history or something like that. But the entire thing is just moments in American history where if something had gone different, our everything would be different, or it would change. Like I want to say the next one is Roe versus Wade, and then no, it's Brown versus Board, which separate but equal. But yeah, like it's just a lot of situations, or each book. I mean, they're not very long either. I'd say around 200 pages, 150 to 200 pages. And
That's not bad.
they all it's definitely like if I'm gonna start reading, that would be the type of thing that I could easily make a collection of, and at the same time become very knowledgeable in absolutely everything. By that I mean only American history, because that's the only thing that matters. Yeah.
America.
But yeah,
That'd be interesting.
so that might become a thing. And then at the
Cool.
same time, I'm also trying to learn more with Linux, building a workflow. I've mostly spent a majority of my time, if I'm not actively playing a game, I'm usually booted into Linux on my desktop and figuring things out like that, or with that. And yeah, so that's right now. When I decided to read the Totally Crazy Easy Florida Gardening book, I was sitting there and I was like, do I become an overnight expert in gardening or an overnight expert in shell scripting? Which that's like just writing scripts for a command line so that you can just run the script instead of having to type everything out yourself. And Valerie told me to do gardening, so I chose gardening, and I still haven't taken the time to learn shell scripting. Which shell scripting itself isn't very hard. My only problem is I don't know when to use if statements and stuff like that in the context of shell scripting.
Speaking of if
Yeah.
statements, or at least if I can tangent real quick,
Yes.
or if you, okay, have you seen? So it's a meme more or less in the Muda's recent video about Yandere Simulator and what the code looks like.
I didn't watch that video, actually. That was one that I haven't gotten around to yet.
It's a lot of if then statements, and that's bad. Like just all of them are if then statements, pretty much, on the game itself.
I don't
God,
know
I'm gonna
enough
die.
about the game to know if that could actually make okay sense, but I guess it'd be better to use loops for what he's probably trying to do.
Yeah, Muda goes into the video talking about how loops would be better.
Yeah.
If then is very just spaghetti code
Yeah.
at that point.
Yeah, especially at the scale that I imagine he's trying to do. I mean, it's an entire game that
Yeah.
will never be finished, and I feel like everyone has accepted at this point that it will never be finished.
Well, that was the thing. Like, there are people who've come out and like made essentially Yandere devs whatchamacallit, competitor.
Yeah.
So, yeah, competitor. Oh God, I'm about to. Fuck, damn it! But at that point, you can see in the video where I'm dying. Whatchamacallit, but
Is it raining where you are?
yes, it's raining
Yeah.
where you are.
Yes.
Cool.
We've got a severe thunderstorm warning, so
Ah,
You know,
lovely.
we might lose power. We might die.
What happens if this happens?
We just, I don't know, come back after the power is back, or like, it'd be like
The
hey,
next day,
yeah, our power went out, and
we
one of us
put
is
in the
missing a
one transition
house.
from SpongeBob. Well, before we lose everything, going on to your thing. Oh wait, did we just do your thing?
Yes, we
Yeah.
pretty much finished it.
Oh, yeah,
Um,
because Yeah, because everything loops in on each other apparently now.
Yes, they do. I'm deleting things.
Oh, thank you.
Good. What is a Proxon table?
A Proxon table is a hot wire table that allows you to cut foam extremely efficiently and extremely easily.
That sounds great.
And I bought one.
I want one.
And I'm using it to make foam tile sets for D&D.
Okay.
And in doing so, my game will have another elevation of style and status, and that will make me happy. Because I want to start crafting more stuff and be a little crafty boy. And yeah, because you see my Kit Kat wood tiles.
Yes.
I want to make them not Kit Kat, essentially. And a Proxon table will help me make them non-Kit Kat-ish. So that's good.
It sounds like it's something that costs way more than it should.
To the tune of $125, yes. But
I wouldn't say
it's
that was
useful.
way more. I was thinking like $200 to $300.
no.
Okay.
It's technically, like, Proxon table is supposed to be the best thing that you will ever buy for hot wire cutting. Like, you bought the thing, you don't have to buy anything more for hot wire cutting, except maybe a guide helper. What?
It's like a buy it for life type thing.
Kind of. You just need to buy more wire. And, like, wire is not expensive. I think 1,000 feet, or it's either 1,000 feet or 1,000 yards of wire is like $30. Like, it's not much. It's cheap.
Especially considering, like, what is it, 500 yards or 100 yards of tinfoil is, like, all you need for 6 years.
Really?
I mean, assuming you don't use it absolutely every day for your entire life, yeah. You can go to any place that sells air conditioners in bulk and get one. And get a big thing. I want to say it's 500 feet. But that's a lot of tinfoil. It's a lot of wire.
But yeah, it has settings for because there's settings for heat on the string itself. So like a 10 will be hot as fuck and will be able to cut through everything pretty much like butter. But on your heat, on where you cut, you might have scorch marks or stuff like that. But if you go down to like a 2, you're not going to cut in as deep and not going to actually cut through too much. You'd have to apply more pressure. But for me, who wants to put in, let's say, I want to distinguish this panel versus this panel, then it's much easier to do that on a Proxon table versus getting a knife and going through and doing all of them by hand.
Yeah.
And they'll make that quicker and faster. But also, I can get straight cuts because of the guide that it comes with. I'm trying to cheese out this one thing. But yeah. So that's mainly why I bought it. It's just that, and my new venture into making money is to make dungeon tile sets for D&D. And when the coof finally stops happening, I'm gonna go to a place that has a D&D night on Wednesdays and sell my tiles. As like, here's affordable tile sets that are light, cheap, and handmade.
That sounds like a good plan.
Yeah. So that's the plan. Yes, I got the wall jump. All right, cool. Sorry. I know we're not supposed to talk about the game we're currently playing, but God mercy, I've been waiting for wall jump. Wall jump is so useful. It resets my dash. Like it'll reset my whatchamacallit, my double jump later on. Like, oh, it's so good. Yeah. But now, like, so much more of the map is now I can get to when I'm happy. More exploring and backtracking.
Hey, backtracking.
I think that's the one thing I don't like about that is just backtracking. Backtracking's not fun.
It gets frustrating after a while. Like, I mean, I've played Metroid Prime like 2.5 times, and every time it's like it's fun, and then you realize it's really not that fun, and you're just like, yeah. Like,
You're
the
like,
game
why do I
is
put this
great.
in myself?
It's just
Mm.
the backtracking, having to go like to the like where you started from like the end. It's just always a whole thing.
Yeah. I made that jump clean. All right, cool. But yeah, nah, that's. But yeah. Anywho, Parks on Table. Parks on Table, good. Gonna get it. This is gonna arrive by this Wednesday, Thursday. So yeah, Parks on Table.
Yeah.
I'll do that. But yeah. All right. All your topics blend together. Do you want to try and do your super topic all at one time, essentially?
I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. Super topic. Let's go. Let's start with Senpai Noticed You. You put that in, and I was with my mother at the time, and I'm like, what the fuck has he put on here? And
Okay. So I was talking about Luke Smith a lot last week, the Unaboomer, and
oh yeah.
he and I was thinking about I knew that he lived out in the middle of nowhere, and I knew that he lived in North Florida, and like the general idea that I got from where he lives is kind of like the Live Oak area.
Oh, really?
So yeah, he's like between us and
Dude.
Jacksonville.
Dude, that's close.
I don't know if that doxed him at all.
Eh.
I
We've
don't know.
never said
it's
where we
literally in
are.
one of his videos, so
Eh.
um,
No one watches this. We'll be
yeah,
fine.
that's true. But he I ended up like I was just watching a lot of his videos just because I was trying to, or it was just something to kill time, and like a lot of what he does is just videos him walking in the woods and ranting, and
That
so
sounds like a
it's-
good video.
yeah, it's easy to just kind of put on and just have his background noise. And so I realized that, or I came across the video where he was moving, and it turns out that he lives on 5 acres in the middle of nowhere and does a lot of the stuff that we plan on doing with like gardening and kind of self-sufficiency stuff. He's more into the like there's a guy, I don't remember, Ted Krasinski. He has a manifesto, and it starts with the Industrial Revolution was the worst thing to have happened in America, in human history, or something like that. Like it's something along those lines. Basically, the entire thing is rid yourself of technology, and the big problem with that kind of statement, like to take it in all the way, or to take it in all the way, god damn.
To make it literal. Literal.
Yeah, to take it like completely literal. I mean, that's like don't use a wheel, because you know,
Yeah.
it's like I remember
Technology.
like 6th grade, that was like the thing, and every single class there, like the definition of technology is anything that makes life easier. Like it's not electronics or anything like that. It's
Yeah.
you know, a pencil
Just anything.
is a pencil is technology, but basically like his idea is like rid yourself of or don't have such a reliance on like a cell phone or something like that. And
Mhm.
and Luke Smith kind of like, while he is definitely a Linux power user, he's also like he doesn't use, or he has a cell phone but he doesn't use it. Like he doesn't have any service at his house, and so he like if you actually look on his like contact me page on his website, it says like people who like friends call me on my landline, and it's just
Dang.
like oh but yeah, so it was a lot of or he's a little bit more into the self-sufficiency meme and stuff than we kind of plan on being, mainly because of that whole just like no cell phone kind of stuff, and that's why we
Yeah.
call him the Unaboomer. But
Wait, that's why you call him the Unaboomer?
that's why the community calls him the Unaboomer, because it's it's just like the Unabomber technology stuff. Yeah. So, I decided that, or like Valerie suggested that I email him, and I was like, yeah, I've been thinking about emailing him too, or emailing him myself, and just to find out, like, kind of get an idea of like what he's done on his property and things like that. And so,
Has he made a moat yet?
no, he has not made a
Oh. Moats are cool though.
his property he has a lot more open land than we do. Like ours is very wooded, or will be very wooded. His is pretty much out in the open for the most part. But I emailed him, like, not really expecting a response because his
His
contact
community's
me-
large.
Well, yeah, it's relatively large. He's one of the bigger Linux YouTubers. He's got just under 100,000 subscribers, and
Still nice.
And yeah, he now I completely lost my train of thought. So yeah, his contact me page thing says, like, if it's a long email, don't be upset if it's not like a very personalized response. He's like, I get a lot of emails, and like, it's not like, he's like, while I like completely thank you for reaching out to me and watching my content, like, don't take it personally that I don't like listen to every little thing you say or something like that. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, like, it wasn't
Yeah.
like in a dickish way. Like, it was definitely like, yeah.
It's like,
But-
I'm being sincere. I do appreciate you. Thank you for making
Yeah.
me
Yeah,
have
it
my
was like-
livelihood, essentially.
Yeah, I don't think, or he doesn't use YouTube for his main money, but he does have it for money, or he does
Ah.
make money off of it. But yeah, so I emailed him and I was like, I am gonna be moving to a very similar property to you. It's 5 acres, North Florida, middle of nowhere, and I just had a few questions on the way that you've done things, or like how you're living with your stuff. And I asked him about his internet connection, like what he does for that. I asked gardening, and there was something else. But it was, and I also just wondered if he has a problem with animals, like deer and stuff, eating his plants, because my supervisor said that that's a big problem for him, at least, and he lives in 10 acres out in the middle of nowhere on the other side of town, or south of Tallahassee. But he but yeah, so he responded saying that, or he actually responded that's the senpai noticed me.
Oh, okay.
And he was like, he was basically just saying, like, I don't have a problem with animals. If for gardening, I pretty much followed the Totally Crazy Easy Gardening thing, which is the book, or he recommended that book in his video, or one of his videos, and that's why I even said, like, I'm looking into buying that book. And he was like, I pretty much followed that to a T. Just do that and
You'll
you'll
be fine.
be happy. And so he didn't tell me exactly what he grows, but it was just kind of like, yeah, I at least got a general idea. And then also with internet, he, like, I'm pretty sure he's on satellite. He never actually confirmed. I said, like, I think you're on satellite based off you talking about being in a storm and having slow internet. But like, I asked if he just had any suggestions or like what kind of solution he does, and what he recommended was, he said MoFi. He probably meant a MiFi, but that's basically what we've gotten. It's a modem that you put a SIM card in, and so you use a cell
data?
tower. Yeah, use cell phone data for your internet, and that allows you to get 4G LTE speeds in the middle of nowhere. And we do have internet, or we have confirmed that we have service out there. We haven't checked the
Good.
speed, but it's, I know at least with Verizon, with me using Verizon, I'm probably gonna be moving away from Verizon, or most likely gonna be moving away from Verizon. But it didn't seem slow at all. So, like, the only times I had issues were spots that I didn't have service, and I'm the only. Valerie had service. Is what I'm getting at. We're likely moving to, like, she has Google Fi, and that uses T-Mobile's network, and our plan is either go with Google or T-Mobile for the data anyway. And so I'll probably get really similar internet speeds to what we have now, which is great, because it's out in the middle of nowhere and I'll have decent internet. Like, it's up to up to 50 megabits per second download, and I want to say 15 or so upload.
Not bad.
Like, it's
Not great,
pretty
but
much,
not bad.
yeah, it's pretty much the best that I've had. Like, the very best that I had was at my apartment while I was in college, and that was
Yeah, I was about to say, don't touch yourself there.
yeah.
Get close.
That was 40 to 50 megabits, depending on like the time, and then I don't remember what the upload speed was, but it was nice because I'd download something and it'd say downloading at 7 gigabytes per minute, and I was like, all right.
Yeah.
But yeah, so wait, do we want to get into the
Yeah, no, we're
shenanigans
getting to
thing?
everything. Like this
Okay.
is Justin talks about his house.
Okay, so yeah,
That's this episode.
so we've got a lot of shenanigans in mind, and already we're getting into things. We've purchased a lot of stuff already. We've got a nice oven. We got what
Ooh.
else did we get? We got a new modem. I don't know if that was not a friendly helicopter and just stood there and then watched it shoot me. But
Also,
yeah,
something happening in a cutscene. I'm like, oh god.
this is a cutscene. What is it? I am a paratrooper. You cannot kill me because this is a cutscene. But yeah, so we've bought like obviously our more essential things. Or I guess an oven is essential. We need an oven.
Yes.
But then we also have our plans for renovating stuff and making it look pretty. We've picked out a paint scheme that we're gonna do, and trying to think what else before I get into the actual fun part. The gardening, of course, we've looked into, or we have an idea of what we're going to plant right now. We haven't actually decided on anything yet because the earliest we'll be able to plant is fall, but a majority of the stuff that we'll have to plant is going to be in the spring. And yeah, but the thing that I really wanted to talk about in terms of shenanigans is Valerie called me today and she was like, just do it. And I was like, or she was basically like, you pulled my ear, you whispered it in my sleep. It's what? Oh, she said that I twisted her arm. But basically, she was just like, just go ahead and do it. And I was like, what? And she said, buy a bidet.
Oh.
And so today I got to purchase a bidet.
Okay.
And I don't know when it'll get here. Oh, and then also, I just remember the other shenanigans. Of course, we have a range on property.
Yes.
And we have a Ruger 1022 already, and that's going to be Valerie's kind of carry around the property weapon in case there's a rabid animal or something like that. And I've purchased good sights for it because the sights that they come with are pretty mediocre. And it has a scope on it, but I don't want a scope on my 1022.
Yeah, it seems a little silly.
Like they're great and like it's fun for like like plinking and whatnot, but
Yeah.
I just have a better time with like I've experienced the sights that I purchased on a Ruger 1022 and they're life changing. But what I bought were the brand is called Tech Sights, and basically it's M16 style aperture sights or M16 AR-15 style aperture sights. And this model specifically is a cheaper one, rather than having adjustable, like rather than the rear sight being like fully adjustable for altitude, because I don't think we'll actually need to bother with that. It just has flip sights, so one for short range, one for long range, and I am really excited to have that, especially because like the sight picture is just beautiful, and it's on a Ruger 1022, so you can just shoot it for years. Like, and by shoot it for years, I mean actively shooting it at a range for years. Because you just go to Walmart, you neckbeard all the ammo,
Yeah.
and
God. I hate when people did that. Like,
they still do it.
why?
The amount of every time we've gone to a place that sells ammo, we look at we look for 22 ammo. It's all gone.
Of course.
It's the neckbeards.
Neckbeards with their 1022 Rugers.
with all their 22 everything.
Yeah, 22 everything. Just trying to buy all the fucking ammo.
Yeah. But
You know
yeah, so-
how hard it is to get 9mm nowadays?
It is. It's not as hard as 22, but yes, it is also difficult.
It's stupid. I should not have to work this hard to get 9mm.
Another shenanigan, I guess, that I can mention is or we went to a pawn shop last weekend. I don't know if I placed first on. I did place first on my team, and I went 31 and 55, whereas the other team the other team leader went 84 and 24.
Jesus.
I can show you how well our team was doing.
Probably garbage.
Yeah,
Straight garbage.
but yeah. So we went to a pawn shop because I'm I would say mildly. I'm looking for a Mauser 98. Or ideally a surplus one, likely a Yugo M48, because those are the cheapest, most reliable, they're the best bang for your buck, pretty much. And I actually did find one on Gunbroker for $500, and
Really?
I was really upset that I couldn't buy it. But and then I watched it get bought, and I was so sad.
Aw.
But yeah, so I was we've gone to I want to say we've only gone to one pawn shop, maybe two, but that's kind of like our thing that we're adding to our shopping around places that we go is a pawn shop, so that we can look at guns and just anything else that we might need. And when we went, there wasn't a huge selection of guns. They did have a muzzle loader, which I was very intrigued in. It was it was made to look like old style. And it was cap and balls, but it had think basically like Revolutionary War era, but cap and ball. It wasn't as pretty as a Civil War era rifle, but it was, or not cap and ball, percussion cap.
Okay.
But it wasn't flintlock, so yeah. And they also had other regular normal sporting rifle looking muzzle loaders, but I was only interested in that one. And it was $150. I almost bought it, but then Valerie was like, "You can buy one, with the money that we currently have." She said I can buy only one, so it's either I buy a $150 muzzle loader, or I buy one of the best all-around rifles that I could have.
Yeah, it makes sense. Buy better gun.
Yeah. So yeah. Or then while we were there. While we didn't end up getting a rifle of any sort, also the selection was just really low, and the gun show was in town that weekend, and according to the guy at the pawn shop, he said that he went that morning, and there wasn't a huge selection either, so people really went out and panic bought rifles and ammo, or guns and ammo.
Everyone's afraid of, people being stupid.
Yeah, and this was, we're apparently still seeing the repercussions of it, and the guns are more expensive than they usually are. At least AR-15s are more expensive because it's AR-15.
Of course.
I would say arguably, but I don't even think it's very arguable that it's one of the best rifles that you could own for doing absolutely everything. If you wanted to hunt with an AR-15, sure, it's kind of impractical, but you can, and that's there's nothing actually wrong with hunting with an AR.
No.
It's just, it's
overkill.
Really yeah, I wouldn't even say overkill, because the caliber isn't.
No.
A lot of.
Yeah.
It's not a high caliber. It's just, it's not a sporting rifle.
Just seems silly.
Yeah, exactly. It would seem less silly if someone used a Mini 14. It's basically the same thing. I mean, by basically, I mean, of course, they were both in-service rifles at some point. I mean, I guess the AR-15 is still in service, but and the M14 is too. But
yeah,
I'm
that's why I'm huh? A little confuzzled over here.
But it would, because the M14, at least the older M14s had a wooden stock, and you get a Mini 14 with a wooden stock, it looks less ridiculous than hunting with an AR-15.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, it's what I was getting at is AR-15 prices are through the roof, and the pawn shop owner, I think he was selling it for $1,000, and he was telling another
Good
guy
Lord.
that he was only making $70 off of it, and it was insane. And yeah, I was actually really sad because I was pretty sure the guys are there, like the people that dude was talking to, were
Mhm.
trying to sell the owner, or the pawn shop owner dude,
Mhm.
a Mauser 98, a World War One era Mauser 98.
Oh my God, really?
And I was like the price range that he listed, or that he said, was accurate to what a surplus Mauser 98 would go for. A World War One era surplus Mauser 98 would go for. And I was big sad because it's like right there in my face, and I can't get it because I couldn't buy it from the pawn shop. I mean, I guess it
Yeah.
could have been like, hey, can I buy that? But they were probably gonna ask the high end of the price range.
Yeah.
Because it was like, I want to say the pawn shop guy said on the high end around $800, and they didn't sell it to the pawn shop, so they were probably looking for more money.
Hmm.
And I also don't have $800 that I can just spend on. I mean, I guess I don't have $800 I could reasonably spend on a rifle right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I mean, I guess you can always buy something ridiculous. It's just can't reasonably buy.
You can't reasonably buy it and still afford it, and also have a loving wife who will who will be like, Justin,
Yeah,
why you spend $800?
I need it. But while we were at the pawn shop, what I was saying, while we were at the pawn shop, we didn't get a rifle, but we did see a miter saw that it was the brand that we're pretty much going to be almost exclusively buying. It's Ryobi. It's like the bang for your buck brand at
Yeah.
Lowe's and Home Depot. And
Yeah, I have a drill by them.
yeah, and so we were looking around, and we saw this miter saw, and it looked like it was in really good condition. And they were selling. I don't remember how much they were selling it for, but it wasn't that much. It was like, I want to say like $150, and it looked almost brand new. And so, and then Valerie looked up the price, and it was a really good deal for the condition it was in and what it was. And then we asked our friend who's actually an adult,
Mhm.
and we asked him if it was like something that it would be, or if it was something that we should buy, like considering like he knows the kind of home improvement kind of stuff that we're trying to do, and he
Mhm.
was like, it would be one of the best purchases you can make because that's like the main thing you'll probably be using. And so we went back. We had to walk out of the pawn shop to then like realize that we forgot to ask about it and try to and be interested in buying it. And that's when we called our friend. But we ended up going back into the pawn shop. It was funny because we were just like, hey, we're back, and they didn't realize that we had just walked out. Then it took them a while to realize, despite I have a very unique mask, and
I was gonna say yellow, no step.
yeah, it's a yellow mask that just says don't. But yeah, so we asked them if we could look at the saw and like maybe or see if it works, and the dude plugged it in. It worked perfectly fine, and he's like he was even shocked at the price. It seemed like he was thinking that they mispriced it because like it's the smallest saw or size, like it's a 10-inch one rather than I think the biggest is like 14, 16 inches, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas and probably the most popular one is probably the 12-inch, but it doesn't actually matter because when you can move it back and forth, so like you're not limited to a plank that's 10
A
inches
certain size,
wide.
yeah.
You can move it, and yeah, so like it's the 10-inch one, but it's a pretty like new miter saw for $150, which is pretty much an absolute steal because it's a table saw and those go for a lot of money.
Yeah.
Usually.
Nice, nice
I
table
know it's
saw.
a miter saw. But it's a saw that you put on a table.
Yes,
That's what I'm saying.
I got you.
Fine.
Is Valerie being correcting you?
Yeah, she's saying you don't put a table saw on a table.
Do it on a table.
Oh, she's saying you do.
I'm gonna fucking die.
Sort of. It's like built. It's the table.
No, fuck.
It's like. In it,
Okay.
it's got. You know.
Oh.
Argue
But,
louder so we can hear it on the podcast.
She walked away.
Damn.
She actually walked out of the room. But yeah, so the yeah, we got a miter saw, and
Cool.
it's gonna be great because that was gonna be a purchase that we were gonna have to make regardless because we are building our own couch. Have you
Nice.
seen that? Have I shown you that?
No,
Oh, well, I have.
you
to
showed me
show you-
nothing of couch, of making of couch.
Oh god, I have to.
This is
find
the
that.
first time I've ever heard hearing of you making a couch. Which
I have to
I am
find
wondering,
it.
how the fuck do you make a couch?
We're building a couch. That's it's because it's a pull-out couch.
Huh.
Because we can't. Oh, I actually found the video form of it.
All right, you sent me the thing. I have to look at it now.
Yes.
Go over here.
Okay,
cool. Oh, that looks cool.
yeah, and it's simple because there's no like mechanism things. Like it's not like a drawer that you can pull out. Like it's
Yeah,
just
it's just the thing.
it,
Yeah.
the two pieces are separate, and
Huh.
yeah, it'll that needs a miter saw.
Yeah.
So, so yeah, we bought a miter saw, and now we're really happy because now we can engage in all our building shenanigans. Which reminds me, boomer stuff. I'm gonna get into carpentry, you know, building various things of sorts, and also, or yeah, we do plan on building a lot of stuff and renovating the house and like making it look pretty much. We're pretty much gonna change the interior a lot.
Make it how you want, the way you want to make it.
Yeah, and yeah, and then like the growed person things I was talking about is like we're gonna be going to a barbecue, and oh, also I can own a grill.
Oh yeah,
And I-
grills. Grills are
and I-
nice.
And I can take care of my lawn and you know, boomer stuff.
Is it really boomer if you enjoy it though?
Yes, because boomers love it. And the thing is, it's not even actually boomer. Like it's just like
Mhm.
adults who own property, or like you don't even have to own property to actually
Boomer.
I mean to actually have or to grill and take care of your lawn. But you know that's the association. Like like we're gonna go to a barbecue and talk about landscaping and sports ball.
Sports ball. One of my favorite things is still just sports ball.
Yeah. I was like someone was talking about sports, or someone was talking about fight like UFC and in a Discord server, and I was like, I don't watch Sports Fist.
Sports fist. No, it's sport leg.
Yeah.
Sport kick. Sport kick? Sport kick. Sport kick sounds better. Go right. But yeah. Anywho. Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got a lot
I'm
of
glad-
plans, and you're gonna have to come over and bring your shooty boy.
Yeah.
Probably not in the summer and also not in the middle of that thing because you
Yeah.
know that thing. But
Yeah,
But yeah,
not in the
like
middle of
the-
the coof.
yeah, the big problem right now with in the summer is the yellow flies. But we got bug repellent 100% DEET. We're gonna do things, maybe plant plants that might try to deter them. Also gonna be putting up more traps, even though there are already a lot of traps there. We're gonna
Even
be doing
more
what we-
traps.
Yep.
Every anime ever.
Yes.
Yeah, why is every anime nowadays making me question my sexuality? Like, what's up with this? Like, why? Why
Well,
do you have... Why
That's
do this?
actually a whole. I'll have to send you the misinformed video on traps because it's
Fuck.
not gay until you know it's a man.
Ah. Ah.
Because that's, I mean, that's the whole premise of a trap, is you expect one thing and you get something else.
Hmm. Yeah. Hmm. I don't know.
But it's also
I still
2000
don't know how
current
to
year,
feel.
so you can like whatever you like. It doesn't matter. And if anyone tries to say that you can't, they're racist.
That's right. That's right. I forget.
And then that
Oh.
cancels their entire life. Like, they just die.
Damn. Damn.
What was your other top? Yes, Tuesday
something
D&D
like-
shenanigans.
Yeah, something that came from last D&D session. Babo pulled a fucking sneaky on me and level 2 rogue cast fireball essentially.
What?
Okay, so I have the Twitch clip for it cuz that's the thing that we have and I'm going to probably get put in some point. Which I will send to you quickly. But to sum up the clip, his rogue decided, hey, I'm going to take this, copy this. I'm going to take this, I'm putting it in important docs. Zombie ogre. Zombie ogre comes up and he goes, all right, I'm a rogue. I have some fast hands. Let's see what I can do with this. Takes a quick match out. Takes out a oil flask. Drinks a little bit of the oil flask. Keeps it in his mouth and makes a homemade flamethrower with his mouth. I told him roll a constitution check to see if he could do it. Guess what he rolled?
19.
Nope.
Nat 20.
Yep.
Oh my god.
And I'm like, all right, I'll allow it. Cause like, I'm like, all right, you know what? You did the thing. Let's see if it works. And my whole thing was, all right, I'm going to see if it backfires on him. I'm like, does he accidentally drink in boiling oil and he's about to like take some damage? Nope. All the control in the world. Nat 20's it and then does like 11 points of fire damage. Like a boss. Which I probably should have clipped to that portion of the video as well, but I did not. Fuck. I am gonna die. I'm dead. Fuck. At least I got my Geo.
Yeah.
But yeah. No, just... It was, it was eye-opening for me, because I'm like, no one in any of my 3 years of playing D&D, no one has tried to do that. No one has tried to make a homemade fireball or flamethrower with their mouth. Like, to do that, like, breathe fire shit, other than, like, a red dragonborn. But that's an innate ability that they can do.
Yeah.
But, yeah. So that.
Did you see any of that video that I posted literally everywhere? Whitest kids playing D&D.
No, but I have aspirations to look at that in a hot minute.
It's great. Like, think of the antics of Whitest kids and put it into D&D.
Oh, God.
Like,
Oh, God.
it's great.
All right,
Like,
who's the bard? Who immediately wants to go heck
Well-
the bar wench?
that's the thing. I don't think any of them are bards, but all of them behave like, or at least Trevor behaves like a bard.
I'm a fighter, but I play like I'm a bard.
Like,
Great.
at some point he like splits up with the other two, and
Don't you know?
and he's
you
just like
never split
hanging
the
out with some
party.
guy.
That shit.
He's just
Sorry.
hanging out with some other dude, like an NPC, and like it's 2007 is what the year that they're playing in, so they have flip phones, and like he calls them and is like, hey, or what was it like? Yeah, he tries calling them, and be like, hey, this guy wants to go do this thing. Do you guys want to come? And they're like, nah, we won't. And then like later he's like saying, like, trying to get if they or trying to find out if they think of him or something like that. And God, my mind's all over the place now. He has to roll a charisma check to see if they're thinking about him. And his charisma like modifier like from his base stats
Uh-huh.
is -3.
Is it like a -3?
Yes. He has -3 charisma. So he ends up rolling, I want to say like an 18 or 19 on it. So
What?
they start thinking about him. They're like, man, I really miss that guy.
Oh my lord.
It's hilarious.
All
You
right.
gotta watch it.
I gotta watch it now. Like I just have to.
It's 20 minutes or something like that. Like it's long, and that's only the first part.
Dude, I watched the 3-hour Vox, or essentially 3-hour podcast of someone's D&D session. I can watch 20 minutes.
Yeah. And yeah, the entire thing's hilarious, and they're releasing the second part next. Like, they released a video today that was like talking about how they all met, and in the description it says the next video is part 2.
Cool.
Which,
Cool.
yeah.
Cool. I didn't just die.
Have you watched any of Ordinary Sausage? I don't expect you to have, but I'm asking anyway.
No, I have not. I am
You have-
sorry.
You have to watch Ordinary Sausage. He made an ice sausage, and he made a Little Caesars hot and ready pizza sausage.
Isn't that just a Hot Pocket?
No, it's a sausage.
But it sounds like a Hot Pocket.
It's like
Does it
his-
not sound like a Hot Pocket?
I don't know. Yeah, I have to
Sounds like a
find
Hot
the comparison that someone in Gex compared Ordinary Sausage to. It was a D&D comparison, so that's why, or it's like a yeah. So that's why I feel like.
My
You
stupid
literally-
nerd humor will get.
So, the guy posted the ice sausage video, and I said meeting Ordinary Sausage would be like meeting Jesus. Then he said it'd be more like meeting a bard that rolled a 3 on charisma. And I said
All right,
he
yeah.
rolled a 3, but his base stats give him like a +11. And then he said like a movie so bad it's good, complete horseshoe. And I said a lack of production quality leads to high production quality. It's like working within the set restrictions with the ability to push them to their limit. And yeah. It's like a bard that rolled a 3 on charisma. It's so good.
Yeah.
And you have to watch from the beginning so you can see how he went from just like kind of, just doing this thing, you being a random dude on YouTube, to the not sure of personality kind of stuff now. With his 3, 2, 1, let's sausage.
Oh god, what the fuck? He's just trying anything to see if it sticks right now, and like
At this
He's
point,
nervous
does
about it.
stick. Like, it's like he tries something and he's like, that's cringe, but he still does it.
when you know. When you
It's-
know it's bad, but you keep doing it.
Yeah, you have to watch Ordinary Sausage. And none of his videos are long. Like, his longest one might be 5 minutes. Like, you could watch them all in an hour.
Alright, I'll probably watch tomorrow.
You will have an amazing time. I guarantee it.
I gotta edit tomorrow. Lord knows I have to edit a lot.
You can have it playing in the background.
I can't do that and edit.
Let me say that you can.
You can say that I can. I'm gonna tell you that I can't. I know my limitations. Say, do you want good audio quality or bad audio quality for the next episode?
I want audio quality.
You don't help me, good sir.
What else you got going on?
Nothing much really. It's just been a lot of working. I'm finally done with working, at least for a little bit. I.e. 2 days.
That's longer
that's-
than 0 days.
Fucking bug wizards. I'm sorry. Bug wizards are taking my attention at the moment.
So yeah, Luke Smith is senpai. He's
Yeah. And he
Yeah,
responded
okay.
to you.
Yeah, like I'm bringing that back up because, like, a lot of it, like the thing is, like, his politics are weird because you can tell that he's conservative, but he's not. Like, he outright denounces what he calls boomer conservatives, and then like some of his ideas are not out there, but
Can't be seen as out there.
he's very anti the system.
Ah.
I've listened to an entire episode of his podcast, the most recent one. He basically like talks shit about the like way that like science is seen and like and Galileo becoming a thing, like the way that he basically explains what really happened with the whole Galileo stuff and why he was excommunicated and all that. Like it wasn't that he was just like this hero, like how, you know, kind of school kind of tells you. Like
Mhm.
he had this, he was using a tool that no one used and was claiming something that was against what literally everything else had shown. And he in the podcast he brings up some other ideas and stuff, or like, yeah, there were like other ideas around that time. I think I didn't pay enough attention to it. It was mostly just background noise. but yeah, so there are definitely a lot of people out there who absolutely hate him because of his weird politics, and he's
Unapologetic?
He's against the keep politics out of media and stuff, because he's like he believes that a lot of stuff in and of itself is political, like just like Linux itself is political. It was made out of a political move and things like that. And so like he has an entire video pretty much going against the motives of what the original Exclusively Games was. But yeah, and people are apparently really angry about him or something. I don't know. Yeah, it's parts of the internet don't like him. There seems to be a friendly feud between him and DistroTube. DistroTube's another big Linux YouTuber, but with them it's friendly competition. Like they watch each other's videos and then they'll counter each other's videos with like, why do this when you can do this kind of stuff. But that's like fine.
It's not malicious.
Yeah, like they don't hate each other as far as I can tell. But the people in the communities, like I was watching one where they were just straight up, like there's a thread of people just talking shit about him. I'm like, really? Like, sure, he just doesn't like technology, but at the same time he does. He's a smart dude. Like
He likes certain technology, essentially.
he uses what he needs, I guess. Like he's not reliant on it. He just it's just kind of per his needs. And he's against, or he's all for like free and open source stuff. So he does everything he can to avoid proprietary stuff, or if it's or mega corporations. Like he doesn't use Amazon or Adobe products or anything like that. And, yeah. He's a uniboomer, like.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right.
It's like the
Makes
more you
sense.
describe him, the more it makes sense.
Yeah. All right. Sorry. I'm the one fucking. So I went into a room and there was 5 bug wizards, and I'm
It's a lot
like,
of bug wizards.
oh god, help. Bug wizards are hella annoying because they like to teleport, and I don't have an essentially ability that allows me to one-hit them, so I have to hit them like 3 or 4 times,
Oh, man.
and dodging projectiles, and while dealing with, I said 5, it's over exaggeration. There's 3, but still, like, oh god, why are there so many? And then I found
It feels like
the
fun.
end of where I probably need to go, and there's just a bug wizard, or the biggest bug wizard called the Soul Master. I'm like, you look annoying.
It's the bug wizard.
Yeah. So
Oh. something I was deleting things off, or yeah, I was deleting downloaded games that are on my, or downloaded Steam games earlier today. And I was
Mhm.
wondering, do we plan on playing Chicken and/or Cube World again?
Cube World maybe, not Chicken.
Okay. You don't want any more nightmares?
No, I don't need any more nightmares. Should we tell the lovely audience what the heck Chicken is?
Yes.
Tell them.
It is Spore, or think of Spore and Minecraft having an inbred child.
Yeah. Boom. Done. You described Chicken. This awful game.
And so you can create monstrosities that are
A
cube-like.
crime.
Yeah, it's the kind of thing where like you look at it and it's just mumbling, "Kill me." It's just it just wants to die, and you fight things and you use them to fight, and PETA would be very upset.
Well, Peter's upset about just about everything nowadays.
Yeah, and everyone's upset at PETA after what they posted. I don't know if we want to get into that.
What did they post recently? Might as well.
They
Let's go.
You know the whole "everything's cake" meme?
Oh no. Oh no. This is gonna be bad, ain't it?
They, without any like warning or like any way like to be like, this is gonna be a disturbing image, they posted a picture of a cat being dissected, and they said "not cake," and it was an anti-dissection thing.
Why you do that? That's not cool.
And so
PETA.
everyone is like, why couldn't you put like a trigger warning or something? Like I did
Yeah,
not
like-
need to see.
Or careful,
dead cat.
NSFW. Like this, or NSFL, NSFL, not safe for life.
Yeah, not safe for life. Yeah. Or some people say not safe for lunch. I never knew which one it was. I just,
Nah,
yeah.
life.
It's a disturbing image.
Yeah.
I think Muda put a video on it.
Did he?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it was recently, like, something about I hate PETA or something like that.
I've been watching a lot of Moto content as of recently.
I watch him about this. I pretty much I watch almost all of his videos. And I've had to store his that video on I forget what it's called now, the poor shaming build, because that's what I want to build.
Portioning build? Oh yeah,
Yeah, his poor shaming PC build.
yeah.
Like I don't want to. I have no plans on putting Mac OS on it, but especially now, because what they're doing is like the reason why. I don't know if you keep up with that kind of tech news, the hardware tech news, but
Nah.
Apple announced that they were going to be making their own processors, and people are like, Apple's getting into the processor market. No, what it means is they're fighting against Hackintosh and making proprietary processors so that no one else can, or they're making it so that Mac OS will only work with these processors. And so, I mean, Hackintosh people will probably get through it anyway.
They'll figure it out.
It'll make it more difficult. And because of that, or the whole problem with the processors is that they're ARM-based processors, which I don't know if you know anything about
No.
processor architecture, but like 32-bit, 64-bit,
Mm-hmm.
ARM is its own thing. ARM is what the Raspberry Pi processor uses, and it's what a lot of phones use. Like, they're 64-bit, but it's a different type of processor, and they're not as powerful. So it's, like, the way that they compute is, I want to say slower. I don't know all the ins and outs, but I definitely know that going ARM-based for something that's supposed to be as high quality as Mac computers,
Mm-hmm. Seems stupid.
it seems like you're kind of like shooting yourself in the foot or something, like really. Yeah, I mean, I guess when they use their Intel processors, they let them run hot anyway, so they're all underperforming. Like, that was actually a big thing with one of the MacBooks was if you got the one with the i7 in it, it would perform better than the i9 because it wouldn't throttle as much. Which is hilarious. But yeah, so I don't want to, when I build a Linux hypervisor machine, I don't want to work, or I'm not going to deal with putting Mac on it, but I do plan on having quote unquote separate builds of, or a quote unquote build of Windows inside my Linux. So rather than just running a regular virtual machine, which I could definitely do that. It'll be easier to just run it off of its own hardware. And so the plan would be I probably keep my current graphics card for the main Linux machine and doing any, well, I would say doing any computations, but AMD can't do computations or graphics card computations yet. And who knows when they're going to be able to do that. But I might get an NVIDIA card, I'm assuming that, or I'll get whichever is the best gaming card to go with. Maybe not top of the line, it really depends on what's going on. But so that instead of having my dream computer and the gaming PC, which the plan was dream computer and gaming PC is pretty much this current computer, but upgraded, like up to the times. And so I've now been able to realize that I can just put it into one because the Dream PC was going to be Linux, and it runs two separate graphics cards. Like, you don't run them SLI, you run two different cards, so that one of them is displaying your Linux machine, the other is displaying your Windows machine. And yeah, so like what it would allow is if I was playing Modern Warfare 2 on Steam and someone decided to use a keylogger and destroy everything, I could just reset my VM and not lose anything. I might have to re-download games, but that's not a very big deal.
No, that's not like re-downloading everything.
Yeah, it's not losing all of my important files, and all, like, if something were to get into my computer where, like, some type of worm, like, I wouldn't be logged into anything. I wouldn't be, like, there'd be nothing to take except for save files, I guess. So, the way Ermuda's solution is great. Like, the only downside is I wouldn't be able to play competitive games, which I don't play competitive games anyway.
Why? Why wouldn't you be able to play competitive games?
Because most competitive games and anti-cheats don't get along with virtual machines. Because they see them as
weird entities, and they're like, no.
Like cheating software. Like, I couldn't play IW4X on on the Linux hypervisor. I just realized it because they'll ban, or a lot of servers will ban you for. I mean, I can, but I wouldn't be able to play on a lot of the popular servers because they ban people for using a VM. No, they ban people for using a VPN. I don't know if they'll ban for a VM. But anti-cheat software will pick up on it.
Interesting.
But yeah, I mean, there's not too many games that I play where.
You don't play
Siege.
Siege.
No game that I actively play right now. I mean, he can play Siege, but like the big one is like, or the big ones are like Rocket League, League of Legends, or pretty much any Riot game. Maybe CS:GO, maybe Dota.
Say, do you play CS:GO or Dota?
Nope.
Say,
it's the esport games, the games that I don't play, are the ones that would be affected.
Yeah.
Which is actually hilarious that that Rocket League used to support Linux and then they recently stopped support.
Well, that's dumb.
Yeah, there was some type of like update that changed their anti-cheat, and it was a whole thing.
Oh, shit. Okay. Well, the only other thing that I can think to talk about right now is so my store, we might be like putting our foot down and saying if you don't have a mask you can't come in, which
I'm surprised you didn't already.
I know, right? Like, fucking finally get with the goddamn times. But I don't know.
Thought it's like the law.
So No. Yes.
Is it not a second-degree misdemeanor to be out? In
Okay.
public without a mask?
Here's the question. Who are you seeing forcing?
No.
Yeah. Exactly.
But
No
I've
one's
also
enforcing it.
I also haven't seen anyone not wearing a mask. Well, I haven't seen anyone not wearing a mask in the same area that there was any type of police or security officer,
All right. Fair.
or police officer or security guard.
Okay. Well, we don't have police or security officers at my work, so we're just kind of SOL'd. So yeah.
Shoot 'em.
Yes, I'm going to shoot them with
Yes,
the
you
rubber band
become
gun
your
I
own
have.
Police force.
Hmm?
I said you've become your own police force.
Trust me, I would not have to deal with a lot of people if I was allowed to do that. I'm just saying. Probably shouldn't be saying that, but you know what I'm saying, you know? Just like
Yeah.
people. People be dumb. And people be mad at me for wanting them to put on a mask. I'm like, you suck, good sir. Like, why do you... God, we're just more ranting about mask. But yeah, I just tired of people. People being stupid. I just want people not to be stupid. But that's not possible nowadays. Well, I gotta pee.
Yeah. I have to eat.
Yeah, and I also have to eat as well. So that's probably what we're gonna call it. I will call this episode Justin Talks About His House.
Okay.
Talks about his house. Don't delete that. That's for me.
I'm tempted to delete it.
Don't do it. Anywho.
I'm gonna delete all the other messages though.
Yeah, that's fine. All right. Well, thank you for making it this far in the episode, making it to the end. We appreciate you. Like, comment, subscribe if you want to hear more of our nonsense and ramblings. We do have an email at averagetalkspodcast@gmail.com. And then we have have Instagram at
No,
average.
You botched that.
Huh?
It's averagetalkspod@gmail.com.
Oh yeah, that's right. averagetalkspod@gmail.com. Do that one. It's Instagram at averagetalks podcast. Average Talks podcast, yeah. We do a segment called Dear Average, which we don't have right now because no one has sent us things. So therefore we cannot do questions and try to answer them. Try to get two average dudes to answer your stuff. Yeah. Because who knows? Maybe the best advice comes from really normal, everyday people. Yeah.
I feel like it's more likely to we are more likely to get better advice from a regular everyday normal guy than a millionaire.
Yeah.
Because we could just be all like, yeah, man, just take cold showers and only eat clean food and what else do they do? And don't watch TV, and also don't have a computer. But but have a phone so that you can follow my Instagram and manage all of your emails and do everything in life just off your phone. Hair flip. Proud of me for that one.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm happy for you.
Are you happy for me or are you proud of me?
Yes, I'm proud of you. All right. Anyway.
Oh, wait, I forgot to add in the workout 6 times a day thing.
Oh, yeah. Work out 6 times a day. All right.
And buy their supplements because it'll
of course.
balance out your inner clock. And if you don't eat if you don't eat for an hour, your body will go into starvation mode and you'll die.
What? 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 Okay, we're gonna stop this rambling. This has been Average Talks. We are two incredibly average individuals.